Any way you slice it, there's nothing better than homemade bread, especially while it's baking in the oven.
Those smells. The U of I student chef Rebecca Shanker is sharing a bread recipe that brings us families together. It's good to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, why bread? I mean, it's January, so you kind of want something on.
You know, it's the most traditional Jewish dish I think that anyone's ever heard of. I mean, any breakfast restaurant you go to, you see challah French toast on the menu, and it's also my favorite one of any recipe, homemade recipe that my parents have. This is probably my favorite, so I wanted some way to incorporate it into my dinner.
And it has a Jewish background.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
You'll see it at any Shabbat Friday night dinner, any special occasion dinner. There will be challahs on the table.
Did this come from your grandma then?
This one actually did not. I have several challah recipes. This one is actually from my sister-in-law, who's a recent convert to Judaism, and she, through her converting classes, met all these new friends who traded recipes to kind of get into the Jewish spirit, and this is actually where that one came from.
Oh, nice. So, all right, so it's a new family recipe.
Yes.
Then. Cool, cool. All right, so where do we get started?
Okay, so this bread has actually already been rising for about 2 hours. It's a yeast-based bread. So I made the dough this morning. As you can see, it kind of gets porous in here and opens up, and that's how you kind of know it's ready.
Flip it over there so we can get a good look at it.
Little pores in here. That's when you know the yeast is kind of blooming. So this is just to make one challah, this whole loaf.
So there's yeast in there. What else did you add to this?
Yeast, flour, sugar, salt, eggs, vegetable oil, and water.
Okay.
Really, really simple. It's all just about the rising and giving it the time that it needs. So we can each take a piece of this. So we're going to cut it into thirds. Here you are.
Thank you very much.
And we're going to braid this just like hair, which maybe you guys don't practice braiding hair that much.
No, Matt.
But I can learn.
I can learn. So we're just going to kind of like roll it out into like long little logs like you probably did with clay or something.
Can do. Oh, yeah, this is Play-Doh territory.
Okay. Play-Doh territory. So as you can see, it's soft, but it's not sticky. That's kind of the magic of this, and you kind of have to work with the humidity in the room when you're making it. You know, the recipe says 7 to 8 cups of flour. Well, it could be 8, it could be 9, it could be 6, depending on how sticky your dough gets. So.
You got to make yours long before you rolled it out.
I don't know how to do it.
There's no perfect way.
Okay.
And then after we roll this out and braid it, sits for another hour before we can actually bake it anyway.
So wait, how long are we making these then? Like, do we?
As long as you want, as long as they're all similar enough.
Okay.
Oh,
So
yours looks
lengthwise,
Yours looks uniform. Yeah, mine's a little skinny on the
That's
ends.
okay. We're going to pinch the edges anyway, so they're all going to kind of overlap if the ends are a little bit skinnier.
Okay.
How are we doing over there?
How are you feeling about this?
I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Okay.
Okay.
That's okay.
Looks like this needs to be You stole my line, Joe.
Sorry, Matt.
Exactly.
It was me.
I did want to do that, but that's okay. That's okay.
I thought we agreed we wouldn't do that.
Oh, that's probably true. Somewhere
no
along
one
the
will be
line.
offended.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so here we go. Oh, it still needs a little bit more, I guess.
Can he do that?
That's okay, because once we pinch them, you can kind of pull it. It's really elastic, and it will not break.
Well, you know, it's so funny because I never make bread. I'm really afraid of the dough.
A lot of people
Isn't that weird?
Why?
It's a hard thing to make. You know, you have to work with humidity and altitude and the yeast, and you can't kill it, and it has to be warm enough, and it's a hard thing to make. Challah seems to be one of the simpler breads, actually. It's not too difficult. All right, so we have our 3 somewhat uniform pieces.
Okay.
And it's really simple. You're just going to pinch the ends together, kind of fold it over so they don't fall apart, and it's just a really simple braid. You can braid this. You can do this kind of in like a swirl, so it's a big circle. In between the layers, you could put raisins or cinnamon or cheese.
Oh.
So it could be. This is a savory one. You could make it sweet.
So you're saying in here in these little
crevices, you could brush it. So after this rises for an hour, it'll double in size, and we'll brush it with an egg wash, just a cracked up egg, and then we'll bake it for 25 minutes.
Ooh, so we're going to see that coming up, the finished product. It smells really good.
It definitely does. Rebecca, thank you.
Of course, thank you.
And we're going to put Rebecca's recipe online at ciliving.tv.